out and about, and I've been called to do a channeled message. Don't know what exactly it's even for yet. This feels like something like an epiphany, though. So, normally, for the sake of saving time, if you will, I would get all of my tarot decks and etc. picked out, and then I would enter into the reading with you. But something right now feels like Spirits wants there to be more space, more time to think, to allow emotions to become forefront, but still so much structure and order of why these deep emotions and experiences and things that you've gone through, you've overcame, and you're not living in a state where you need to be on guard anymore, is what I'm hearing. Don't get me wrong, these are collective takes, what resonates. We're always going to have a state of like knowing who we keep walls up with and etc. But that state of like, can I trust who Spirit's guiding me to be with? Can I trust what I feel? The better way of it is, can I trust myself to know that these feelings I think I'm reading correctly from Spirit about leaving this in the past, going forward with this, being unconditionally vulnerable through strength for this specific person, or the true strength is pulling back from this person, etc. You know how it goes. There's something of a epiphany that you feel it, you know when it's a no, you know when it's a yes. So the fact that all these yeses are happening, you're not living in a la-la land. And if other people want to believe that by you doing this and waking up in this mindset every day, if they want to believe that's delusion, that's for them to go through their own journey and own process, if you will, to figure out if you want it to be bullshit, if that's what you truly believe it is, that will be for you that. But if you truly believe in it, and you know you are in control of your highest timeline, not by trying to be in control of anything with another person, being in control of your own interactions, your own reactions, and your ability to go with the current and not fight when something needs to be pulled back, but also not fight when something is time to go forward. You see, you've been in a state of being at peace with fate for so long. You knew there was a long time of focusing on creating a balance, if you will, between, it's like, you know, that period of time when you're transitioning from the old version of you, you know that person's gone, but everyone around you and etc. has to catch up. This transitional time, if you will, of provance, and don't take it in a way of proving to people and etc. that you're changed. Of course, there's a sprinkle of that, but when I say showing you've changed, it's like proving to Spirit that your law of attraction, that your left path, right path, that you truly see what is right. You see when it's time to pull back. You see when it's time to speak your mind. When you're called to go somewhere, when you're called not to go somewhere, when you're called to change a pattern of something that maybe was healthy for you for a long time before, but now, if you don't see the signs of progression, you do see them, but if you don't enact, it's not that you're going to fall into some low timeline or fuck everything up. You're just going to stay stagnant until there's this realization moment. Whatever epiphanies you've had in the past 6 days, you're deeply correct. And it's going to be collective. So, it's going to resonate differently. Some people, that those decisions are to stay with a person. Some, it's to reach out to a person. Some, it's to break up with a person. Some, it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with self or career. I'm decided I have built enough structure to go ahead and make the next step in my career and apply for other jobs. Be in the mindset of already, okay, I'm there. I can accept and be at peace with fate that it's going to take an A, B, C, D, but I'm not at A. Maybe I'm at E. Maybe I'm at F. Maybe I'm at G. You're realizing you're not in the beginning stages of being ready for the next change, if you will. So, with that being our meat and potatoes of the reading, see, this is the part normally I would figure out before I receive the download, if you will, to click record. Now I'll show you the only tarot deck we have right now, which is cool. I've never used one of these for a collective reading, if you will. So I carry around mini tarot decks with me. You gotta keep that thing on you, you know? I keep that thing on me because I gotta make sure that if I ever have somebody I need to give a reading to that's entered my life organically, if you will, literally walking in front of me, or if I have situations like this where I'm in the car and I'm like, or if I'm not even in my car, if I'm somewhere else, so keep that thing on me. Anyways, long story short, this is the Gilded Tarot. There's something about royalty within this. Okay. You're honoring your crown chakra significantly. You've been called to do an upgrade in more ways than one. One card stayed at this, so it's this one. The Hermit. Okay. So you're with this card being called to be pulled sideways as well. It's about both meanings almost. See, the up hand of the Hermit is like going inward and seeking only mature, wise advice from either people, but most source. The reversal would be immaturity, to see things fully as not from just state of ego or being afraid of getting out of your shell. It's not isolation like as the uphand is, right? Momentary isolation for further growth. The reversal means like self-exile, if you will. What I see with this card being sideways and understanding the meat and potatoes of our reading, Spirit wants you to know currently, and this isn't a bad thing. Remember, the cards are always to help you. They're not meant to scare you. So if anything, if any type of reading where your ego tries to come into play, or for the ones that your own discernment shows you that maybe the reading with the source, not source, but the source you're getting it from, if something becomes a feeling of like they're trying to scare me, or the cards are trying to like not warn you of something, that is not correct. There is something going on in the energy that is not authentic, and you must know and remember, Spirit will never scare me. Maybe they'll be like, yo, look for that, warning, but not you're gonna blah, 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 like the energy where you start getting scared and etc. That is not what Spirit does. That is something else trying to manipulate. Your law, the reason I'm stating this right now is because what we're about to state is going to do this for you. Or not even this, like an understanding of where you were with this. Your law of attraction at this moment, if you decide to not go forward with certain epiphanies you've had, you're going to stay in a state of limbo and stagnation, your law of attraction. Nothing's going to go down, but things aren't necessarily going to go up either. It's time to incorporate that new change. That is the overallness of this reading. All right, so let's see what Spirit's got. I'm being told I pull 3 cards, and each card is about 3 different topics because they're collective. So for some of you, all 3 cards could resonate. But for some of you, it will be only one of the 3 topics. So the one topic is going to be love for one of the cards. The second card will be career. And then I'm hearing 3 is personal life freedom. Interesting. Okay. Doing my best I can. I hope you guys can see all of this. They're pinging. 1. They want me to do it like that. 2. 3. Top. Those are our 3 cards. I need to get like a little board in here. Like something I can just like a tray. And then like, I'm going to do that. Amazon, here I come. Alright. Let's go ahead. Pull them back the way they were. So, we said love, career, personal life freedom. And sometimes I need cards while throughout. So I'll just hold the rest of the deck. Put the other ones to the side. And when I'm organically called to pull. Alright. These 2 going to the side right now, guys. I can feel this is going to be a pretty long reading. I may even make this a YouTube collective reading as well. Interesting. Okay. I got a good idea. Anyways. Alright, so if this is a love reading for you, we have the 5 of coins. This means almost a grief mindset when it comes to more than just your love. What this is really showing me is if you're in a grief mindset about having enough money or physical space or etc. to go forward, you're like, oh, I need more or I'm not enough. That energy is incorrect. It's about, what I'm hearing, it's about shifting where you have been putting your money for some time. Maybe it's time to invest, because these are collective things that resonates. Have you been holding back from investing in so much and you have a deep amount of savings? Okay, this just fell. I don't know if you saw it. Let me see where it fell to. Queen of Wands sideways. If a lot of you have been, this feels right now for the individuals who do have the sense of pulling back and not spending any money at all on themselves, but would go ahead and take the shirt off their back for somebody else. Some of you here have the ability to invest financially and to go into the next step with your partner, or even re-entering back into a relationship, or starting that aha fresh moment with the correct person. Some of you for a long time were like, I had to get my finances in order before I'd be ready. I had to do this, I had to do that. I needed my new house. I needed us to get a certain pay grade. Well, whatever things you were telling yourself were needed to be done, it's time to invest. The only thing keeping you from actually putting your physical world effort, your money into this, what I'm hearing, is the fact that I feel that this collective right here is stuck in so much fear of going back to something that doesn't serve. But Spirit's saying, why would we be only showing signs of this person? This is a deep collective reading for individuals who it's somebody of your past. It was somebody you had to separate for further growth. It was somebody you thought you went back and forth with. They're never going to be in my life again, to maybe I should reach out. Are they going to reach out to me? Everything. This person, it was like you always knew them. Like the first time you met them in this 3D existence, you obviously knew, hello, first time. But the feeling wasn't that. The feeling was like, I have known you. It was comfortable. It was organic. And then when other people in life and etc. got into the mix is only when the problems happen. I feel you were this source of being, they could tell everything to. You started out as friends. Spirit made it so organic. Like, I'm here once y'all hit that line though of like, once you guys hit that line of like, no, we want more, everybody wants more than friendship, it was hot and heavy, instant. But before that, like when it was just like the state of friendship or being there, or it was so organic. You are your own healthy partner. You have the finances, you have the new home, you have the new job where this person being with them is aligned, is on time, and there is green lights. You may even be, I'm starting to hear a lot of channel messages. I think something I'm going to start doing is I'm going to tag, when I get a channel message for a song, that is the only time I will attach a sound or etc. to the video for you to be able to find the song, hear it instantly for yourself. But I hear green light. This is such a funny song to be hearing if this is a love reading for you, okay? Green Light by Pitbull. It's just time. Like, if you were not financially ready, is what I'm hearing, or in the state of emotionally financially ready, or stable, if you weren't at that point, and Spirit is stating the green light to enter back into either a friendship, a union, however it is for you and your specific person, it is so needed for your soul to invest into this, because this is investing into your happiness. You would not be saying, let me tell you this, if you would not be at this point in the reading if this was not for you. You would have long time ago exited out of this, because up to this point all the details have aligned, at least 80%, because they are collective. That's why I make these so specific. My readings are intended to always be guidance to help you understand your own self-trust and trust of your guides. But I intend for the individuals to receive my downloads and know it's for them is ones who are ready for these pivotal, to hear the truths. To hear the truths. So you feel this in, long story short, and we'll get back to this, because this is a moment for you to embrace your strength, spiritually, physically, 3D, worldly. The ability to soak, be completely in control of your own law of attraction, but feel these readings, I only intend for the individuals who completely are ready for them. You are deeply powerful. And the only ones that don't want you to know that are the ones that are either scared of you, knowing your full power, or want, honestly it's a cross of both if they want this one to begin with, want to control you. That is what you had to learn before you were ready to be with this person. That's what they had to learn about themselves before they were ready to be with you. Enough said about the career. Doesn't matter. Okay, a lot of you here, it's now transforming into career. You're like, I have a lot of things I'm wanting to invest into. I know it's time for love. I can put that. We've transformed over to the individuals who feel this is the career reading aspect. You've been called, it's either career or big change. So this could be a location change. This can be a change of department. This can be going back to school. This could be getting in contact with a new form of I'm just hearing agency over and over again. So, second chance redemption. A lot of you here maybe have applied for a job or a home or something of a loan or etc. that was a no at first. That if you the way you've been implementing the self-control, and it's not taking no for an answer. It's understanding if I'm not getting something right now, but Spirit's guiding that I'm going to get it, then this is divine intervention. You needed an an epiphany, because you're about to get a substantial amount of money. The collective takes what resonates, but everyone is getting a substantial amount of money in a different way. Some it's a new pay raise. Some it's a new job. Some of it's a loan that you have been waiting to be approved for. Some of you it's a settlement. It's something to be delivered. And it's high vibrational. And it's going to help you. And before you were ready for that money, you had to have epiphany. Sometimes words are hard for me to say. You guys know that. It'd be like that sometimes. A epiphany about where it's time to emotionally, spiritually, and most importantly, financially, right now in this moment, most importantly, to know what time it's to say goodbye and go forth. All I keep hearing is if you've been waiting for the right time to apply again for something, get a second interview, shoot your shot, it's a yes. And you have to feel this. You now know with that sum of money you're about to receive where the new investments are to align. So if that's getting yourself the new car that you've been stating that you are deserving of and is important. If it's investing into different form, something I'm feeling called to talk about is if you're somebody that's in America, we have to have insurance. And if somebody here has been like, I need to update my insurance, meaning get better benefits, maybe even for some people here, truly invest into a home insurance or themselves insurance. Maybe this could even be dental, vision, just things that you told yourself before, I can't do or etc. Or I can't make specific moves until I can't do those things until I have other things in my finances figured out. It's time to do those upgrades. If you're somebody that's deeply ready to have to put in a form of money that you have up to this point not been comfortable ever doing, and it's for yourself, and it's for your safety, it's a yes. This one feels honestly, for every person, it's more than one thing it's pinning for. Some of you here maybe have stayed in a job for so long because of the benefits. And the collective takes what resonates. You gotta know your spots, okay? But for some of you, you're like, the money I am investing into traveling to work or having to deal with the emotional stress when I know I can financially be my own boss, but I've been so I need this benefit. Somebody calling me right now. Okay, I hope that it looks positioned now where you can see again. I just received a call that just confirms so much about the personal freedom aspect of this reading. You know what's best for you. You don't need any person. You don't need any place. Even though those things are great. Make sure you have a support team. I'm not saying don't make sure you have a support team. But you don't need any person, place, sign, certain angel, to tell you what you know. And when you're in a state of your abilities and your nervous system being aligned, what's best for you, and then everything else is icing on the cake, meaning when Spirit sends you the animal, which something I feel called to say is dragonflies are a big sign right now. Any animal, number, 3D will confirmation is just the cherry and icing on the cake, but the way you feel, that's the egg, that's the batters. You feel like a queen or a king, etc. No matter if you're a queen or a king in this reading, if you're a king, I just want to state you're honoring your feminine energy, your nurture, compassion, your sympathy for yourself. You taught yourself that that's true strength. You taught yourself that if I want to be the man that truly I know I am and be the safe space and be a provider of, not meaning control, a provider of owning a legacy of men, provider, honestly, of support to women, to your significant other if you're not somebody who dates the opposite sex. The real support is for them. The provider is being an example for all of the younger generations to come. You know why? It's easier to raise strong children than it is to heal damaged men. There is a deep amount of embracing what you know to be right. Not what you've been told. Not what somebody thinks is better. What you know is best for you, is best for the universe overall, because you're not a selfish person. If you were a selfish person, there would be a different conversation, and you would not be watching this. Spirit is so proud of you and a past loved one here that feels feminine with deep masculine strength. An older figure, if you will, who's passed on. Fills your lips like quivering to speak up for yourself. And it is a yes for whoever it is, whatever thing you are putting in the past, whatever person, whatever job, parasite. It is a yes. It is time. And never pulled to even see what the personal freedom card was. You are right that there were certain things that felt like destruction that ended simultaneously with the tower moment of transformation for further growth. There were hard endings. There were destructive things you had to put away. People is what I hear that were trying to destruct and destroy your individuality. There were so many things of this that had to be released, and I feel you embrace, not like in a state of abuse, but like embrace in a state of charging, being angry, and knowing you were deserving of better. But guess what? It's been achieved. This is over. You most likely, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing, but for a lot of you here, I hear you have had to be diagnosed, or you know you have PTSD. And a humongous thing about this life is the balance of understanding your spirituality, understanding it's real, but also we're humans. We have to abide also to the rules of physics, of this existence, what we're capable of. And that science and biology and etc. is real. You have a chemical imbalance in your brain if you've been through some forms of trauma. So that's where that mental health, and like I'm hearing like the mental health, the investing into insurance to get better benefits, to I'm telling you, that is part of your personal freedom. Find those counselors or health professionals that you can feel are in it for the right reasons. Part of your personal freedom is investing into that therapy in more ways than one. And knowing medication does help certain people. A lot of people. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sitting here trying to state you're the person that's supposed to have that stuff. But how do you know if you don't at least talk about it? It's about the balance of it all. Not one thing overpowering everything else. That's how you're in control of your personal freedom. So many people in life want you to think life is black and white, this or that. Science or spirituality. No, it's not. Life is a blend. And to be quite frank, spirituality and science used to be not considered a different thing. They were considered the same thing for a very long time. It's called alchemy. Spiritual and outer alchemy. It's something I teach my apprentices as well. I have an apprenticeship program where I have put countless hours, days, my life experiences, and what I've taught myself, not only from 3D World, but research online and etc. A balance of it all packed into this program where I teach you everything I possibly can. We dive into the spiritual alchemy. We dive into manifestation, understand the law of attraction, understanding the divine counterpart and love journey and etc. down to the design of the life chart, if you will. We dive into your abilities and what gods, goddesses, source, etc. all that resonates you are called to work with. Strengthening the courage, strengthening everything you already have. If you're called to join, I have an interview process that those people go through. Another thing to add is the tarot teachings aspect completely of it as well. I dive completely into helping you understand every single tarot card. Not only the interpretation of the uphand, the interpretation of the reversal. Not only the interpretation of every individual card, but how they combined and are called being companion cards. When you have 2 to 3 to etc. more cards in a reading, what it's really telling you. It's like every card is a definitive thing you need to make your cake. One card's the egg, one card is the flour, one card is the water, etc. And then they all make your big understandings. And then there's other cards that become the icing, the deeper understandings, the deeper emotional, which goes into like the oracle cards. That's what oracle cards are. They're the beauty, the illustration of the story. The cards are the words that form into sentences, that form into paragraphs. The oracle cards are the illustration. And when you bring it all together, you get the complete story. Every single month, I give out 2 tarot guidance videos, and it builds on this humongous playlist I already have. As soon as you join the apprenticeship program, you have instant access to all of those teachings. We meet up every single month for 2 hours, one-on-one, to go dive into a lesson on the first hour of one of the first topics we talked about, and the last hour specifically into tarot guidance, how I help you interpret your own spreads, teach you also different types of spreads, and I could go forever telling the benefits of what my program has. Again, there's an interview process, so if you're interested in learning more, go to my website, offprintmint.com. That's linked in all my social media platforms. You're going to go to the services tab. If you're on a phone, on the top right-hand corner, you're going to see 3 lines. You click that, and then it's going to pull up the menu. Click services, scroll all the way down. You're going to see at the bottom the rest of the description, and underneath it'll say schedule your reading. Click that. It's going to ask you to fill out some information on that next page. You click submit. I'm going to send you an email back for us to go ahead and schedule your interview. That being said, if you're only interested in the tarot teaching side, something else I have actually 2 other options as well. The tarot teachings, if you're wanting to learn everything I can do into helping you further dive into your cards, and you feel that the other aspects of the apprenticeship program is something you'll be ready for one day, or maybe it's something you've decided I don't need further guidance with, over on Patreon, my tier 7, they receive all of the same exact tarot teachings that my apprentices do, but it is center focused more on that guidance, and then I give them energy check-in readings. There are so many more benefits. If you are called to check that out, go to my Patreon membership tab, scroll all the way down to the tier 7. You'll see the rest of the benefits. And the last option, that is my newest option, I am proud to announce that I now have YouTube memberships. My YouTube memberships, there's 4 tiers. Tier 4 is tarot teachings. All of these different options are different prices. I give people a range of further guidance depending on what you are called and is in your ability to do. So check out all of the options I receive, or check out all the options I'm receive guidance to give. The tarot teachings over on the tarot teachings over on the YouTube memberships is specifically only the videos, but then there's some added YouTube benefits specifically. That is the cheapest, if you will, way to receive the further tarot guidance from me specifically. Then it goes up to Patreon, and then it goes up to the apprenticeship program itself. That is what I have for y'all today. Thank you for being here. I'm honored to be a part of your life in every single form of guidance you have been called to receive from me. That's what I got for y'all today. And I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.